Hello there. Today I will be ranking all of our players from who I think is most likely to win, to least likely, in a tier list. This will be based on how their game is looking going into next week, their potential long-term prospects, and how I think the edit is factoring into their chances to win or go far. Just want to say sorry for the late video, I've been sick this week so I haven't had time, so the tier list will be short and sweet. The second boot this season was unfortunately Justine. Ultimately, she couldn't find herself with enough numbers to stay safe in a small tribe. First in the D tier this week is Dwight. Dwight unfortunately was blindsided by his ally Jesse, and is in a bad position on his tribe, so I could see him potentially going home if Red lost another challenge. Second in D tier this week is Noelle. Noelle just lost her closest ally and essentially has no power in her tribe, as she has no ally. Like Dwight, she could very easily be voted out next tribal council, so I am worried for her. First in the C tier is Janine. Janine falls from B tier last week mostly because of her underestimation of the men, which means she could be in a bad spot if she goes to tribal council, as I believe Ellie will stay over her. Next in the C tier is George Geo's potential in the future, but as it stands I think he ultimately has little power currently, with his closest all being Ryan, and potentially Karla, but I think her flipping is unlikely. Next in the C tier is Lindsay. This was a quiet episode for Lindsay, and her alliance seems to still be solid, so she is in a fine spot currently. Next in the C tier is Nneka. Nneka has solid allies that are willing to help and save her, but overall she has very little power in the game compared to Jesse and Cody in the same trio, which is why she drops this week. Next in the C tier is Ryan. Ryan is similar to Geo, where they both have each other as allies on the tribe, but not much outside of that. First in the B tier this week is Gabler. Gabler seems to have made good bonds with almost everyone on the tribe at this point, so I think he is in a fine spot currently. I do worry for him if the game takes too much of a toll on him physically however. Next in the B tier is Owen. Owen is someone who embodies B tier, as he is not in the worst spot, but also not the greatest. His best path is with the men, and he has a solid connection with Ellie, but he doesn't wield the most power currently. Next in the B tier is James. James is someone who may have been too high last week, so I moved him down even with a quiet episode. James isn't in control right now, which worries me at the moment. First in the A tier is Cassidy. This was a quiet episode for Cassidy, which means her strategy of laying low is working right now. Not much else to say LOL. Next in the A tier is Sami. Sami moves up this week because he seems the most on top of strategy with the men on his tribe, and being in a majority makes him very safe moving forward. Next in the A tier is Ellie. Ellie moves down from the S tier this week for sleeping on the men, which makes me worried that she could go home for that down the line. As it stands, she still has the most connections on the tribe, so she can still rise next week. Last in the A tier this week is Cody. Cody was able to form an immunity idol this week, meaning he wields much more power in his alliance than before. Unfortunately people know about it, but it still means he is in a solid spot moving forward. First in the S tier is Karla. Karla is still in between two alliances on her tribe, which means she still holds all the power and can decide where her game goes. Jesse moves up to S tier this week, as he has shown he has the final say of who goes home on his tribe. He has a good bond with almost everyone but Noel, and if he can salvage his relationship with Dwight he will be in an even better spot in the future. There is my current tier list of who I think is most likely to win and make it far. Keep in mind that these are just my opinions, and I am unspoiled this season, and this is very subject to change. We will see if anyone else will be able to rise to the S tier, and I am interested to see how the rest of the season will shake out. Thanks for watching.